If you've been watching my last few videos, then I've been taking you on a journey, helping you understand how you are God creator or conscious universe manifested as a higher self or a child of God, pretending to be just human. And how your life and your world and your reality are all uniquely yours, meaning your experience of reality is unique to you. You're creating it and you're experiencing it at the same time. So it's almost like being in a dream. If you imagine that you're dreaming right now, if you were suddenly to wake up, you would know that Ricky Goodall wasn't really in your dream. I was just a reflection of your consciousness. I was just a character you are creating to experience in the dream. Well, I'd like you to imagine that that's what's happening in your life right now. You're in your own experience, you're in your own dream, and the version of me you experience is unique to what you need in your dream. But in my dream, I could be experiencing something completely different. Maybe I'm not really recording this video. Maybe in my dream, I don't record videos at all. You have no way to know that. So God has loved you, Creator has loved you, Spirit has loved you so much that you've been given your own experience of reality to create and perceive however you desire. There are no rules. You can create it and perceive it however you want. And so what I'm going to share with you here is a simple way, a really basic way to understand your reality as the Garden of Eden, as heaven on earth, as paradise. Because how you observe your reality will determine how your reality manifests for you. If you observe your reality and perceive it as hell, it will manifest as hell. If you perceive your reality and observe your reality as heaven, it will manifest as heaven. And so in this video, I'm going to help you understand very basically how that works. So remember, in the last videos, we were talking about the tetragrammaton, the six-pointed star, and how this symbol represents the four states of matter. In the ancient classical systems, they called it fire, water, air, and earth. And in our modern scientific system, we call it plasma, liquid, gas, and matter. Your entire universe is broken down into these four states of matter. And then potentially the fifth state of matter, which we can understand using the pentagram symbol and adding the element ether right here on the fifth point. So we have fire, we have water, we have air, we have earth, and then we have ether as the fifth element. This symbol, if you remember from the last videos, represents your true, authentic, higher self, your Yeshua self, your Christ self, your five-dimensional self, and then these four elements represent God, Creator, conscious universe as reality, as the garden. And so what happens here is this reality that you experience is a reflection of your four bodies. Remember, we talked about in the last video that fire represents your spiritual body, water represents your emotional body, air represents your mental body, and earth represents your physical body. So all of the stuff inside of your bodies, all of the fear, the beliefs, the pain, the trauma, the guilt, the shame, the regret, the resentment, all of that is stored in your bodies. And so whatever is stored in your bodies becomes a manifestation of your reality. Whatever is stored inside of you in your programming, in your mind, in your emotions, in your body, in your spirit, and then ultimately in your consciousness, determines how your version of reality manifests for you. My version of reality is going to manifest according to the programming and the pain and the energy inside of my operating systems or my bodies, and your reality is going to show up for you according to yours. Because reality is very much like a computer program. These are the four primary operating systems for physical reality. The primary operating systems are fire, water, air, and earth. According to Kabbalah, these are also planes of manifestation. So I won't get deeply into it, but I'll share a quick example. So in the earth plane of manifestation, which is like the plane of manifestation that we all live in and experience, you can imagine the chair that I'm sitting on right now. In the plane of manifestation known as the material world, we know the chair as a chair. But in the higher world up, in what's called the formative world, the chair doesn't exist anymore except as the step-by-step plans to create a chair. And then when we go in an even higher level of reality in what's called the creative world, we don't have the plans to create the chair anymore. We just have the image of the chair, just an image of a chair, just the potential to create the chair. And then even higher up in what's called the archetypal world, this is the highest level of manifested reality, We just have the will to sit. Sitting as an option, not the material chair, not the plans to create the chair, not the image of the chair, but the will to sit. So this symbol represents all sorts of aspects of the garden. It also represents the 4 seasons: summer, winter, spring, and fall. It represents, like I said, the 4 elements. It represents the 4 years, the golden age, the 4 great years, or 4 great ages, sorry, the golden age, the silver age, the bronze age, and the iron age. And it represents other associations as well that I won't get into right now. But the ones that are important is to recognize this. Your reality, the garden, heaven on earth, is a reflection of the stuff that you're carrying in your 4 bodies: mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical bodies. If your body's full of toxins, if your mind is full of limiting beliefs and misaligned programming, if your emotions are full of toxicity, if your spirit is full of fear and disconnection from your higher power, then you're going to experience a world that reflects that. You're going to experience a world of toxicity, a world of pain and trauma, a world of limitations and letdowns, and a world of fear. So if you're looking around your world and that's what you're experiencing, then my friend, you have some work to do in these areas. If you change yourself, your own fire element, water element, air element, earth element, then your world will change. You don't have to go out and try to change the world. You can go in and change the world by changing what's inside of you. So remember, if you're not sure what these represent, go back in the last 3 videos on my YouTube channel. You'll see them. They're less than 10 minutes each, or around 10 minutes each, where I'm getting into this at a deeper level. And when I release my books in the next month or so, The Way of the Garden Volume 1 and Volume 2, I'm going to be going so deep into this that you'll have all the information you need to cleanse yourself, heal yourself, and create your own heaven on earth. But for now, I'm giving you an introduction to get you initiated into these concepts. So when I release the books, it's going to be familiar to you. You're already going to have an idea. If you want to join the wait list for the books, it's free. I'm going to be giving these books away. They're about 50,000 words each. You can join the wait list in the description, the link in the description here. So again, your entire reality is created out of these 4 elements: fire, water, air, earth, including the planes of manifestation, how reality shows up, how it manifests for you, and the most basic elements of life. Now, these elements also represent the 4 directions. We've got south, west, east, and north, and they represent different archetypes like father, mother, son, and daughter, king, queen, prince, and princess. These are fundamental archetypes in the manifestation of reality. They're basic archetypes. The ancient people used very simple systems to understand reality and ourselves. We didn't have these really complex systems because we didn't need them. Because in very ancient times, it's believed that human beings were far more advanced than we are now. We see this with evidence all over the world in places like Machu Picchu and Sacsayhuaman and the pyramids here in Mexico, and we have them in Giza, the Great Pyramids, and we've got Göbekli Tepe in Turkey and Gudang Penang in Indonesia. There are sites all over the world that are thousands and thousands of years old, more than 10,000 years old, some of them even 25,000 years old or older, that are showing us that we are far more advanced. And back in those days, we kept things very simple. Now, if you look, fire element, we've got the upward pointing triangle, very much like a pyramid, and the air element, which is actually a pyramidal shape when you get into the Platonic solid. So I won't get into that right now, but each of these is also associated with one of the Platonic solids, which are basic shapes that all of reality is broken down into. I'll be explaining more about that in my book. So this is literally a symbol that can help you understand your entire reality. Everything in your reality that you need to know to manifest exactly what you want, to create your own heaven on earth. It can also help you understand yourself when you apply it to that other symbol we talked about, the pentagram, which is the symbol that helps you understand your true, authentic, higher self, the 5 dimensions of your being: your spiritual, your emotional, your mental, and your physical, and then, of course, your consciousness, which is your connection to this part of you and to the everything. So spiritual is your fire element, emotional is your water element, mental is your air element, physical is your earth element. What you change in here reflects out here, and how you respond to what's happening out here reflects what happens in here. We're already living in heaven, brothers and sisters. This is the promised land. It doesn't get any better until you make it better by transforming yourself and becoming one with your experience. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you soon.